This is Robert Stack, and you're listening to the Unbelievers podcast.
The paranormal television landscape is rich with programs focused on elite teams of investigators whose ultimate goal is to find evidence of the unknown and unbelievable in order to prove the existence of things such as Bigfoot and the other cryptid creatures, ghosts and possible demonic activity, and sometimes rods and the mystery of the skyfish. But did you know that there are some teams who focus not on earthbound entities, rather they set their sights on the stars in search of actual alien beings and spacecraft? Tonight, the Unbelievers podcast hits the highway for a deep dive investigation into a man who experiences a multitude of weird and unexplainable events that possibly could maybe be caused by extraterrestrial beings from beyond our galaxy. It's time to witness as we travel shiny chrome down the alien highway. Right here on the program, we continue to learn to unlearn everything you know. Hello and welcome to the Unbelievers podcast. I'm Rus Ryan.
I'm Drea Mora.
And joining us as always is our soundboard engineer and producer, Rob Okey.
I have not seen a reptilian yet. Tell me where to go to see one.
Tell me where to go, Russ. Where do I go to find a reptilian? Where do I go to see one?
New Orleans.
California. Jesse. I don't know. we did that. But man, talking about the reptilians last week, that was so fun. I love getting back into good alien talk. I'm glad we actually put up a vote and that people definitely want more alien stuff and UFO stuff. And I do too.
Me too.
We're such a paranormal podcast in general. And I mean, you know, conspiracy theories and everything weird, but it kind of always does come down to UFOs and Bigfoot.
Yeah, you know, and I think we gave Bigfoot a lot of love, and we've given psychics a lot of love. But it's nice to get back to the roots and just get into some good UFO stories and just
good
some
good
alien stories. You know what I mean? Gotta love these alien experiencers. So I'm always excited to talk about more aliens.
Yeah, Jesse wrote me back in. I don't know how. It just was like...
So how do I turn the radio on and see a reptilian?
I kept asking myself the same question. Maybe just put on a podcast.
Yeah, just put our show on, and you can hear about reptilians. You may not see one, but you can hear about them.
I feel like when you have something on the brain long enough, your mind does start to see things. So if you listen to it often enough, you might just go insane enough to see one.
Yeah, and take some drugs. That'll actually help you see some things too. So
do that
maybe
first.
try that and listen to the podcast.
Yeah, but speaking of which, if you want to hear about someone who is seeing a lot of stuff, then stick around because tonight we are talking Alien Highway, UFO Terror.
I was driving at night on the lonely highway when a UFO hovered over me. Next thing I knew, I was beamed up inside. I started to panic and I started to scream at the ugliest sight I ever seen. Surrounding me was a crowd of alien girls.
Yeah, a song that was loosely associated with aliens and highways, because tonight we are talking Alien Highway, because throughout the course of this program, we have covered a lot of monster hunting teams. Too many, some might say, too many monster hunting teams. We talked about the Mountain Monsters Ames team, of course, the Swamp Monsters, and the Beast team. Remember Beast, Rob?
Oh my God.
What did that stand for? I'm trying to remember.
Bayou Enforcement Agency of, I don't know, strange trappings.
How could I forget?
I'm not sure.
I know, it's so easy to remember.
And Monsters Underground, the Alaska Monsters. I'm sure there are more monster teams, but this evening, though, we will be discussing not a monster hunting team, but a UFO hunting team. That's exciting, yes?
Exciting, yes.
Yeah, that's actually a cool idea.
There needs to be more of those. Yeah, because look, I mean, Christo is number one, in my opinion, like of just UFO hunting and all of that. But he's on his own. He's solo. I've never seen a full team that does this.
Yeah, like
he has his own
needs a team.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of fun to draft like your own team, like your own UFO investigation team. Like I would definitely draft, Christo first. He would be probably the leader of the team.
Well, that's what these channels do. That's what Travel Channel and all these channels do, is draft their own like UFO or monster hunting teams.
Yeah.
Buddy UFO movies.
This program, though, Alien Highway, this was suggested to us by a great unbeliever, Taylor, who he insisted that we discuss something called Alien Highway. Unfortunately for Taylor, there are about 4 different things known as Alien Highway, and this is not the one he suggested. Apologies to Taylor. We will cover the Alien Highway documentary. He did clear it up. I said, is this Alien Highway? And he said, no, it's this. I said, well...
Too bad.
Thank you. He was kind enough to send us that. And but also thank you, Taylor, for unintentionally leading us to a real gem of a paranormal hunting show, the Travel Channel docuseries from 2019, Alien Highway. And here's the description. Chuck Zukowski, who has researched UFOs for over 30 years, teams up with his son and an investigator to pursue cases in search of definitive proof of UFOs along America's Alien Highway.
Okay.
And yes, this is the Alien
so
Highway.
I'm sold.
Yeah.
Guess what? Rob's in. Drea, you're in just off the description alone.
Oh, yeah. It sounds like the ultimate road trip. You get to have a TV crew film you looking like you were just a CSI reject, but you get to still explore UFO shit and, road trip snacks. And I don't know. It sounds fun.
And what is the guy's name who sounds like he's from Monsters, Inc.? What is the main character here?
Let's get a good feel of this Alien Highway with the intro of the show and the team. It is go time for Chuck Zukowski. That's his name.
There's something happening across our land. It's carving a terrifying path.
Right there. Whoa!
Lawmen don't want to talk about it.
I have no idea how you would explain that.
And the government denies it's even happening.
The White House has dismissed a full UFO investigation.
Those who speak up face ridicule, or even worse.
An El Paso County Sheriff's deputy fired from his job.
They took my badge, but they can't take my voice. I'm determined to uncover what's happening.
Look at that thing. Do you see that?
I saw it that night.
I listen to people who are afraid to speak out.
Nobody's going to believe me.
I find evidence that's hiding in plain sight. This is it, right here. Together with my son, Dan Zukowski. It's absolutely moving right now. And investigator Heather Taddy.
You never really get this close.
I'm here to find the truth.
I see it!
Along America's Alien Highway.
Yeah, this team means business. This Alien Highway team. You have the leader, Chuck. As we heard, he is a disgraced lawman who is out for vengeance against the institution that
he's
fired him.
He's got like a villain origin story, sounds like, but he's turned it around for good.
And you also have his son, Dan Zukowski, a working law enforcement officer. They don't say it there, but his son Dan is still a cop. He's all like, I'm going against the cops. They took my badge. Wait, hold on. He says this. He says,
they took my badge, but they can't take my voice.
Because he is a serious disgraced lawman. And when I heard that, I don't know, I just had to make something dumb. Yeah, here you go.
They took my badge, but they can't take my voice.
Yes, we'll never take that from you, Chuck Zukowski, leader of Alien Highway. So you've got Chuck. You got his son Dan, an actual cop. So, and that was a bit
dynamic.
of a letdown. It's like they make it sound like he's this renegade UFO ex-cop. He's like, no, there's an actual cop with me at all times. He's not going to get up to anything, knowing
I
that
wonder if
his
that
son
causes a rift between them.
This immediately contradicts stuff that we've said in the past, where having a police officer involved gives a story more credibility because you feel like you could trust police officers or trust what they say, which depends on where you are, I guess. But this, I feel that doesn't hold up anymore after watching this show, because if these are two police officers, and after watching it, I'm not feeling very good about it.
Chuck is not Chuck's bad. No. Look, hold on. Remember,
they took my badge, but they can't take my voice.
I will say, though, at least there are points where Dan is very, very skeptical. And so for a minute, you do feel like, okay, they've got some good skeptical eyes on it. But
That's true.
Pushover city.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a little head, but yeah, you're right. The cop is the ultimate cop in this. But so the team is Chuck, his son Dan, the cop, and rounding out the team is paranormal investigator Heather Taddy, who is a great addition to this team, I think. The fact that this is a UFO hunting team. It's two really boring guys, but they do bring a very young woman along with them named Heather Taddy, who is a paranormal investigator. She's a ghost investigator.
Yeah.
Taking along. I got a little clip. I don't know what this is. It just says Taddy. Let's hear it.
An investigator, Heather
I
Taddy.
never really get this close.
I'm here.
I see it.
That was Chuck's reaction.
There's a lot going on there.
Heather being
on
on the
happening.
team.
I'll tell you something. Heather Taddy is someone that I actually recognize. The only person I actually recognize on
Really?
the show, because she was in another show that we've never actually talked about, but I think it's been kind of waiting for us to talk about it. She's from Paranormal State. So
Paranormal
anybody
State?
that's
Okay,
watched
I've never
Paranormal
heard of that
State
one.
would
What's that
remember
on?
Heather Taddy. She was much younger, but
She
I
was
always
part
liked
of
her.
that, really?
Yeah, she was one of the
Much
stars
younger.
of that
She
show.
looks really young in this
She
one.
was one of the
Like,
stars of that
dang.
show. That wasn't
started
that
at
long
13
ago.
or-
It wasn't like that
Oh.
long ago. But yeah, I always thought that she was cute on that show. I always liked her. I
I
thought
was
she
gonna
was like
say,
a cool
I was like,
addition.
she's pretty cute.
She's pretty
Oh,
cute.
And I
she
can see
keeps
why
this
they
show-
added her in. Yeah, she keeps it running.
You're gonna hear throughout this. She is the saving grace of this show because Dan is a total snooze. Here's what Dan is. Most of his input is just.
Look at that thing. Do you see that?
I saw it.
I saw it. Thank you, Dan.
I saw
Great
it.
input.
God,
I saw it.
What a great partner to have on the beat. And just like he just points and says, "Did you see that?" Like, yeah, I guess I'll go run after
Yes,
it.
I see that.
Be a police officer. Goddamn, go after it. What
We
are
are
you
not even
doing?
past the intro, which is great. A big thing about these shows that can determine how serious it can be taken, at least to me, is the narrator. And Alien Highway's like voice of God narrator was pretty terrible. Here he is setting up the case. Listen to how he says Ozarks.
St. Clair, Missouri, situated in the heart of the Ozark Mountains. The area has a rich history of UFO sightings. There have been over 2,000 reports since 1950, including a mountaintop extraterrestrial encounter that made front-page news. But what about the stories that don't make headlines? What happens when it's just one family suffering in silence, allegedly targeted by UFOs?
I don't know if you can see it.
Go, I see it. Please.
What is that voice he
fuck?
is putting on? It sounds like he's making fun of someone. And of course, he said this. I had to clip it.
In the heart of the Ozark Mountains.
Ozark Mountains.
Ozark Mountains.
That didn't trigger me so much. It was just his overall tone and this overall voice was just, it's a lot. He's trying. He's giving it his best. And it's not terrible. It's not the worst.
It's not the worst. But should that be the baseline for quality? Is that it's not the worst?
It's such a big part of all these shows, though. It just like sets the tone. We hear a guy going, and they went down to the Ozark Mountains to see a UFO. What do you? It's like
I would watch more shows if it had that.
I don't know what that voice was, but I don't think he sounded like that.
I watched too many of these dumb shows that like that. These things always stick out to me. I don't know why. So let's get into this actual episode. This episode is titled UFO Terror, which is very fascinating. But what about that mountaintop ET encounter that made front page news? I kind of want to hear more about that. He brought that up there. These big things happened here. It's like, well, okay, can we hear more about that? And they're like, no, we're going to worry about this guy.
But it happened.
And
Look it up yourself.
it
Just
did. No,
whatever.
it did. I looked into it. And what they're talking about is something called the Piedmont Lights Incident of 1973. And until February 1973, Piedmont's greatest claim to fame was this location near Clearwater Lake. All that changed February 21, 1973, when Reggie Bone and a group of basketball players sighted a silent craft hovering in a field while returning from a basketball tournament in Dexter.
Wait, who? What was his name?
Likely story.
Reggie Bone.
Reggie
and the
Bone?
basketball team. Reggie
Damn.
Bone.
Great deal on a pre-owned vehicle? Then get to Don Bone Ford, Don Bone Buick GMC, Bone Hyundai, and Bone Brothers Toyota today.
It's so long, that clip. But he's Bone Brother. He's one of the Bone Brothers.
To the Bone Zone.
Reggie, one of the original Bone Brothers. So, an unbeliever actually recently said, I saw a Bone Zone license plate cover like out in the wild. I was
that's
I told you
incredible.
the Bone Zone existed.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I
into
want
it.
one.
Get in the Bone
dude.
Zone.
Even though I'm not going to get a car from there, but I still want a license plate thing that says I did.
I'll try to find one. But so let's get back. Reggie Bone, basketball player, 1973. After this tournament,
They have a sighting, and this sighting touched off a flurry of worldwide media attention for several weeks, making Piedmont UFO headquarters. So that's kind of where this story is taking place, in that area. And I don't know, that might be a story for another time. We don't know.
Sure, some more sports strangeness.
More likely, though. But the other top search for this is an episode of Alien Highway called Missouri Mayhem, because I did look up this story. The second biggest search, if you're looking for this case, is an episode of Alien Highway called Missouri Mayhem. So this case was covered on the Alien Highway. There's not that many things along the Alien Highway because they're referencing their own show. And it's kind of the snake eating the rod here.
It's called connective tissue, Russ. It brings everything together. You know, it ties the whole season together.
I'm trying to research this case, and it brings me back to their own show. I'm like, wait, okay, this is where it's from.
I see
Forget
what you
that
did
for
there.
now,
It's not quite cross promotion. It's just self promotion in a loop. It's interesting take.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Forget that for now. This is UFO Terror, which I'm sure is just as good because the show is very formulaic, like a lot of these, so it probably goes down the same way. And I almost hated to see it in this show, but the beginning does follow the same format as Mountain Monsters. They have the driving to the location chat, right? We've all seen this, where they're sitting in the truck with the cameras on them. All the teams do it. And here they are on the way to investigate case number CZ10023. And yes, that is the real case number. The CZ, I figured out, is for Chuck Zukowski.
So many numbers. I don't know why we need so many numbers.
I didn't even put together that it was CZ for Chuck Zukowski, which I mean, I should have figured that out, but it made me think of Czechoslovakia. So.
It's a huge number for a case number CZ1002E3. It's like 3 digits is enough for a case. You don't need to put your initials in there, Chuck.
Surely you don't have more than 100. Yeah,
come on. Drea's completely right. It stands for Czechoslovakia. Exactly.
Czechoslovakia. That's exactly it. So yes. Here they are driving to the location to get into the case of Steve and Lisa Dalling, but mostly Steve.
I was contacted by this family in St. Clair, Missouri, about all this activity that is going on. The main witness, Steve Dalling.
And we're being followed.
And he's seeing balls of light in the sky.
You gotta see this up here, dude.
He's even captured some activity on video.
We're getting one of these motherfuckers on film.
Obviously, we need to get out there. I want firsthand knowledge of the situation going on.
Does the family feel pretty threatened by the activity?
What I'm concerned about is distressed voices. When I talked to them over the phone, it was, we need you right now. The local authorities won't help them, can't help them. They're really not prepared for anything like this.
It sounds like they're in pretty desperate need of our help.
We need to be here. We need to find out what's going on at this family's house.
Oh, yes. Thank God for them. So here they are. They're heading to the house of Steve and Lisa Dalling of St. Clair, Missouri, out there in the, wait, where are they again? They're in the...
in the heart of the Ozark Mountains.
Ozark Mountains.
It's almost like copy and paste for like every like Ghost Adventures or all these paranormal shows.
It's
they literally
true.
do.
Even Taps does it.
It's like
this is more monster.
Like the briefing on the way to
like
the
Heather
thing,
Taddy and her generic response to be like, "It sounds like they really need us there." Like, yes, they really do. Need
Great
you.
observation, Heather.
This guy sees lights in the sky. He needs a ghost investigator to get there immediately. But I will say, Heather did get shotgun in the truck. I respected that.
I'm sorry, what?
The cop had to sit in the back seat. Yeah, she got to sit in the front with Chuck.
Sounded like
which
something dirty for a second. No, yeah, she just sat in the passenger seat.
Oh, I don't mind getting shotgunned. Isn't that usually when you just get like a hit of weed from somebody who just inhaled?
These guys are gentlemen.
Yeah.
Oh, look, hold on. No one's shotgunning that with a cop in the back seat. Like Chuck's vibe is definitely getting a cool downed on by his own son being a cop. Like, why would you bring a cop? Maybe to get special access. Maybe that is a good idea.
No, it's like, look, I'm not one of those regular cops. I'm a cool cop. I
don't know. He doesn't seem like a cool cop. I don't know.
No, not at all.
Chuck doesn't either. So, but forget those guys, because now we get to meet the star of this show for me, Steve Dalling, a man who feels that he is being targeted by UFOs and extraterrestrials, and also balls of light. He's got it all. Steve
being
lives way out.
Balls of light.
He lives way out in St. Clair, Missouri, and now Chuck Z has arrived with Heather and his son, and when Chuck is not chatting up Heather Taddy, he can tell that Steve is a nature boy.
And so you obviously are very experienced with the environment. You probably fished this area.
I'm an outdoors guy and kind of guy to start with, so you just notice things that don't look right or sound right.
What have you seen out here?
Lights.
Where did you actually see the lights now?
The activity itself is taking place in these woods. I got it on recording one time. Orange balls of light, they drop down to about 200 feet above the trees, travel up and down. Called my wife back here to check it out with the binoculars. She was looking at it, and then she says, oh my God. She goes, I see 1, 2, 3. She counts to 5. She goes, I see 5 of them.
And there's no airports on the other side of...
No, nothing out there.
When you see them, Steve, are they always orange?
No, they change colors.
They change colors?
Yes,
Okay.
according to how close you get to them. The orange ones I call the babysitter. It's just like it's watching what you're doing. If you get too close and you start becoming aggressive or you try to interfere with them anyways, you get a red light.
My first observation of this was that Steve Dalling is the bizarro Cristo Rapolo.
Yeah.
It's like they were twins that were separated, and one grew up in the West Coast and the other in Missouri. But he looks like Cristo if he's dressed up as like a redneck Qui-Gon Jinn, almost.
You think so? I can see the Qui-Gon Jinn thing because of the ponytail.
The haircut. He's got the weird ponytail that goes over the hair.
Mustache and everything that goes down.
What he actually is, though, Russ, is he's a hybrid of John Edmonds and Cristo. If you remember John Edmonds, the guy who would slash aliens with his katana, the giant blade, his sword,
and beat up his wife in the process.
Yeah, or who knows what else was going on in that household. But if you remember that guy, slightly overweight guy, funny mustache situation, kind of got some hair thing going on.
I did not make that connection. That's great.
They were both fat.
They both have a similar body shape. And like he also kind of reminded me of just a really fat Ted Nugent sort of a guy. He's one of those sort of guys. I don't know.
Don't ruin this for me. I liked him before. No, I didn't think about the John Edmonds connection. That's great.
But the Cristo connection was very big for me because he names some of the lights. Like Cristo has names for all his. He talks about the babysitter, Drea. The orange light, that's the babysitter.
That's like Eggman, right? That's like the Eggman? Or
yeah. And the jellyfish was
the woo-woos. Wasn't there woo-woos or something?
There was certainly woo-woos.
I love the classification and the names. That shows that they have not necessarily a relationship that's actually connected, but it shows a familiarity that they know them. They've seen them enough times to be able to classify them. That to me lends a little bit of credibility.
Yeah.
So yeah, the babysitter is
kind
the
of cute
orange
too.
light.
It's kind of cute too. Naming you our UFOs. It's kind of cute.
Especially if you call it the babysitter. But you've got the orange light, which is the babysitter, which is kind of the warning. I guess the red light comes after. I guess that indicates doors are secure.
You don't have to put on the red light.
And you know that I love people counting. That's part of a tradition. So come on, we got it here.
Oh my God. She goes, I see 1, 2, 3. She counts to 5. She goes, I see 5 of them.
She couldn't say 4. You're not even counting. It's not like 1, 2, 3, 17.
1, 2, 3, 5.
That's what I thought.
Oh my God.
He could have just
She goes,
said.
I see 1, 2, 3. She counts to 5. She goes, I see 5 of them.
You were so
whatever
close.
Whatever that number is between 3 and 5.
Yeah, he doesn't know that number. It's a tricky number.
I love that the aliens also understand the concept of red means stop. It's
right?
the closer you get, it's going to turn red and it's going to say, you better stop.
Maybe we got that from them. Maybe they're more involved in our interstate highway system than we know.
That's
this makes me actually wonder, though, how do we know that it actually means stop? We infer red means stop. What if to them it was like a come on?
Come on.
Oh, I'm excited now. What if red means excited?
It's like the red light district means that they're open.
Yes, exactly. They're like, oh man, every time that we get close, he just runs away. What's going on? What are we doing wrong here?
No, I don't think that these UFOs or aliens, whatever they are, they don't want Steve anywhere near them.
Oh, we don't know.
Steve goes on to tell him that these light ball events occur. He can hear trees snapping when it's happening. When this is all happening, he hears big trees snapping. He hears animals freaking out, including his own dog.
My dogs react to them. Dogs apparently can see and hear them. And
now, what are these them?
Well, good question. That's what I've been trying to find out. It was all cool and fascinating and all that when it was out there, but when things started happening here in the house.
The activity actually in the house?
Yes.
Whoa.
In the house, around the house.
Whoa.
We've had things that move. We got noises that go on down the basement.
What does it sound like?
Somebody throwing stuff around. Voice every now and then.
So we have something inside, and we have something outside. So, Dan, need to have Steve take you and me to the area where he's seeing these lights. Heather, sounds like there's some activity in the house. You may want to hang back for a bit.
I'd like to set up cameras and find out what rooms that activity's happening in.
If anything happens here, you let me know. If we see anything, we're going to let you know.
Yeah, it's going to get a lot more interesting. You'll see.
Whoa, that almost sounded threatening by Steve at the end. And I love that. I love this aspect of the show. It's like, you hang back here, Heather, while the men folk go hunting aliens. You know, go play with their crystals or whatever you're doing in the house.
Hey, look,
You stay
Heather.
here.
He like gets down, like crouches down, like, hey, Heather, look, sounds like there's some ghost stuff. You can hang
It's
out
what
here.
this
We're going to
show
go
is.
check out the actual UFOs.
It's like, oh, what a perfect case for this team. UFO sightings and maybe a ghost or
And
Martian
something to
or shit
distract
or
Heather.
whatever.
How
Throwing shit
convenient.
around the basement.
How convenient for you, Heather.
Right, because
got something
how
for you
many
to do.
times, right? Like, I mean, is this a thing that I'm just not aware of? Any kind of like poltergeist type activity occurring alongside UFO shit? It's usually just kind of one event happening at a time.
This whole thing does not sound like any UFO story that we've ever encountered where
Nope.
people are experiencing UFO activity. The shit that he's saying, like parts of it sound like it reminds us of Christo, but he's talking about like in the trees and shit, and like in the like how many times are people dealing
right
with
above the tree
UFOs
line,
and they're
and
having hauntings in their houses? That doesn't happen.
Yeah. No, that's bizarre. On
Well,
top
it's
of
a
stuff.
perfect case for this team. They happen to have a paranormal investigator.
They've got it
And
all.
I wanted to see if this was actually the formula of the show. I went back and watched the episode 1, the premiere episode of this, which was about Skinwalker Ranch. And somehow a lot of it involved Heather being in a cemetery getting EVPs. So Alien Highway, Heather has a big voice. Just she gets her own. There's always something for her to do.
She's the biggest name on the show.
I will say, I did watch the episodes following this one, and some of them had nothing to do with anything ghost-like at all. But she
Oh,
still has to
really?
say, I will say she's definitely intelligent and observant and everything. So she's still a good team member. I just wish they wouldn't label her as paranormal investigator, because she can actually do a lot more than that.
Yeah, no, I'm
She's
on
got a
team
sime mind.
I'm on Team Tatty too.
Yeah,
I'm
Team
with you, Drea.
Chatty.
Oh,
right on.
Don't get me wrong. Heather Taddy is the biggest saving grace of the show. We're going to find out. But unfortunately for now, Heather Taddy, she has to hang back as instructed and set up to investigate this, while Steve takes the men of the team into the woods, and it doesn't take long for him to find a ball of light, possibly a babysitter, in the sky.
Hey, come here. Come here. Come here. See that orange light up on that hillside up here?
Uh-huh.
That's one of them right there, watching us.
Oh, shit.
There's nothing up there, but it's an open field. We'll see when we go back here.
Yeah, let's go ahead and go back there.
Okay, can you zoom in on that light? There's a light up there. Can you zoom in on it? I'm pretty sure that's a rooftop of a house right there too. It's a house. That light that he saw that he claimed was one of them is not. My assessment of Steve at this point is I'm a little unsure of what he's claiming he's seen. When we looked out to see the light, you can clearly see the light was attached to a house. And now I'm thinking, what else has Steve been wrong about?
His whole life.
Everything, guys.
I was holding back laughing so much, but I just lost it at that, because it's, oh man, I feel bad for Steve.
It's so
that's
dumb.
Dan,
It
that's
shouldn't
Dan
be possible.
Zakowski. That's Dan Zakowski, the cop, and he does not trust this guy.
Oh,
This long
man.
hair, UFO seeing guy, like he is being the cop here. And Steve, I will say this, Steve Dollar, he is not doing a great job of convincing the Zakowskis. So immediately when he gets to the woods, he's like, oh yeah, look, there's a babysitter. The lights
Swear
are
to
there.
God,
Dan's
it
like,
was just there.
That's a house.
This is just a drunk man who walks around in his yard and sees
What's
people's
that?
other houses and thinks that they're UFOs. Is what this guy
it's
is.
not. It's not.
Wait,
though.
it
It's
turned
not.
red. It's like because they're recording you now, because everybody
got
has Nest fucking cameras.
That was someone's ring camera he saw. That was not the point. Okay, so he could be wrong a little bit. That might have sounded
little
like
bit. That's a
it might
big
have sounded
bit.
like it might have sounded like they have no faith in Steve and his sightings, but they take a very unique angle with this mistaken house UFO. They theorize that Steve has PTSD from all of the actual UFO experiences that he's had.
Oh, now that makes sense, actually. So yeah.
Now every light he sees is a UFO because he's actually seen a UFO. That makes sense. That's like saying, is Steve crazy?
This makes sense.
Or that. I was going to say, is Steve crazy? Well, yes, but no. But that works too. So that's how their trip in the woods ends. So they return to the house to reunite with Heather Taddy, and they grill Steve a lot about the house thing. And
As they should.
They have to. And
you can't just let that go. You can't just
like we drove all the way out to fucking Missouri and it's in the snow. This is winter time, so that's not fun or easy. So yeah, I'd be expecting some explaining, Lucy.
Yeah, the way that he was feeling about him, like how he's like, I'm unsure about him now. That's how I felt about this show. Right when we hit this point, I was like, I'm unsure about this show.
Thought they were gonna be like,
Steve holds it together. I will give it to that. He does hang tight for this. He stands his ground. He claims that this phenomenon, it just started in the last year. And Heather comes to his rescue and asks Steve if he can remember any contact he might have had with UFOs when he was a kid, maybe. And as soon as Heather says that, Steve's like, you know what?
Oh, actually?
I think I'm starting to remember something like that. It looked like it was all news to them at the time, including Steve. He's like, you know what? I do think I saw aliens.
Idea, yes.
And so the team of Alien Highway, they conclude that what they need is a regression hypnotherapist. And man, when I heard that.
Well, part of it is that when they tried to get this guy to talk about it, he was like very reluctant. Like they were like, did something happen? And he was like, he didn't even at first say like, he wasn't just like, yes. Up. He wasn't just like, yeah. He was like,
he got weird.
And then they were like, what does that mean? And he was just like, like he wouldn't answer their fucking questions. So they were like, how can we get this guy to talk?
It looked like the producer might have been poking him with a stick off camera that we didn't see. Maybe someone was going, come on, they're trying to get you on
do you
this
want to talk about this?
Maybe you were abducted when you were little. And he's like, yeah. You know what? A lot of weird stuff happened when I was a kid.
No. It's going to be bad uncle touches. No.
So they wanted to bring in. So, of course, they're like, well, I mean, he thinks he might have been. Maybe he was abducted. We don't even know.
Like something happened to this guy.
We got to get something. This guy gave us a house light. We got to do something with this guy. So they bring in a regression hypnotherapist. And man, did I have my fingers crossed that it would be the classic Dr. Leo Sprinkle. Sadly, it was not Leo Sprinkle.
Oh,
they
man.
bring in a woman named Joan Kruger.
Sprinkle. Oh.
Who puts Steve... Oh, yeah, if it was Mrs.
Joan
Sprinkle, that would have been acceptable, too.
I'll take it. Joan, get me a Snapple.
Joan, a.k.a. Freddy Krueger. Yeah, I don't know why someone Krueger is involved in anything dreams or putting people under, but whatever.
No.
That's pretty good.
Joan
think
Kruger,
about that shit.
she puts Steve under hypnosis and regresses him to his younger state to talk, I don't know, aliens, UFOs. You know, I used to really...
Martians or shit or something.
I used to really hate seeing hypnotic regression sessions on TV as a kid. I don't know why. They really freaked me out because I guess maybe in the 80s and 90s, they would film it with really shitty cameras, and seeing people freak out under hypnosis
Russ,
was
did
very
something happen?
Disturbing to me.
Did something happen to you as a child,
Something you
maybe?
wanna talk about?
Yeah, you know,
Like-
watch videos of people being regressed talking about aliens, and it seemed weird. People
He's
under
going to have
hypnosis...
hypnotic regression about hypnotic
You have
regression.
PTSD about hypnotic regression.
But other people's PTSD
He starts
is giving
freaking
me
out and it turns into
PTSD.
Inception and he just loses his mind
Oh,
entirely.
man. I'm sorry.
Don't let any hypnotherapist get anywhere near Russ and we'll be good.
Well, this one can go because Steve's session, it wasn't as spooky as I remember these sessions being. Joan Kruger asked him to talk about when he was 17, and he describes seeing a wall light up and a spaceship. So he sees a wall light up. He's 17. He sees a spaceship. Then he is on the spaceship, and he is not alone.
What's in the room?
Somebody.
Some person?
No, some person.
It's not a person.
Oh,
Can you describe this?
long head, neck.
A long head and a neck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Big eyes, too.
Big eyes?
Yeah. It's scary.
Scary, I bet. I bet. What happens next?
We go somewhere.
Where do you go?
I don't know.
Oh, can you tell me? Relax.
Oh, yeah.
You want to go to your cabin for a minute?
You go to the cabin, Steve. Go to your happy place. So Steve is that a regressed 17-year-old to you? That sounds like a regressed 5-year-old.
And no, it had a very teenage vibe when he was like, like
yeah.
Is it
asking me for?
It's someone. Is it a person? No. Like, okay.
No.
Like
He sounds very
he's-
like he sounds very bothered by. He's like, no. He sounds like they're all stupid questions. He's like, no.
I've never heard
I don't
anybody
know.
who's hypnotized sound like this man. Usually they sound like a little bit more clear. He sounds like, I don't
This
know.
guy sounds drunk.
Sounds like he's putting
He
on an
sounds
act.
drunk as
It
fuck.
sounds like he's putting on a show. I feel like it doesn't feel real.
Yeah, drank a bunch of NyQuil or putting on a show.
That's what takes away the spooky angle. It's so silly. It's so ridiculous. That's exactly why it doesn't work.
Which is rare. You think that that's why it would work, but I mean, depending on how you're viewing it, we're looking at it through the lens of like, okay, this is orchestrated and produced. Would you be afraid if you were there, Russ, while he was doing this and it was natural? Would it then
I don't think
spook
I
you
like
out?
being there. I don't want to be there. I don't want to see
Grown-ass
this
man,
guy, Steve.
250-pound man crying his eyes out. Like, I don't like.
But he's getting a regressed memory of being visited by aliens with long necks and big eyes. It's scary. It's unbelievable. And by the end of it, Steve recalls for the first time that he was abducted by aliens when he was 17, that he was gone for 2 days.
Damn.
Travis
Whoa.
Walton style. Then he came back. And here is regression hypnotherapist Joan Kruger with her final thoughts on this session with Steve Dalling.
It really didn't look like anything was being faked.
No. I mean, he responded well to my suggestions and the emotion that I saw. And in my experience, you have to be really good to fake all that. I would never say this is not true. I would not. Could his mind fabricate a whole alien abduction? Anything is possible, but I believe him.
Oh,
Yeah, I
there's
don't
the
agree at
sentence.
all. This is one of the fakest looking hypnosis sessions I've ever seen. It's like it sounded like very fantastical even. Like even Calvin Parker, like, I'm not saying I would never accuse him of faking his case, but like so much, there's no detail. There's like, I don't know, they had like big eyes and long,
Just
what I
describes
mean.
whatever
He's-
everybody knows about or thinks about aliens.
He said 3 sentences. His whole entire regression was literally 3. He said, "There's a light. I'm in a spaceship. I'm in a room." That's all he said. And then he just basically repeated the same thing everybody else says. They have big eyes, they're skinny, and they got big heads. Like, he didn't say,
whoa, hold on. Is that an alien? Have you heard of these things? These aliens?
What is
Grays?
Yeah, no, that's a very good point, because usually when people have an experience, they have so many details to give, and he's just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Something went up your butt. You walked up a hallway. You saw a window. Something. There's a weird bench or a table that
specific
slides
things.
out.
Yeah,
people
exactly.
go to the extreme. You could tell he was just put into this. He's like, dude, if you're gonna show us house lights, you have to have been abducted now. Like you totally.
We did not
fucked
drive
us
out
by
here for
bringing us out
nothing, you
here.
asshole.
And this woman, the therapist, is the most gullible person that's ever existed on the planet Earth ever.
She's just
She's
happy
got to
to
protect
be
her
on.
own
Honestly,
career too. She
she's
wants
happy
it to be a
Leo
success.
Sprinkle. I'm sorry, Dre. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying. She sounds like she has her own career to protect and her own, credibility to make it seem like this was a successful session.
Yeah, this is
If
so
she was to say this
counterproductive
guy's-
to that,
right?
Because her saying that she thinks that she couldn't see anybody ever faking what that guy just did. Like, I could fake it right now. What are
Yeah,
you talking
right.
about?
At first, she started out like, "Oh, he'd have to be really good." I will never say that this is fake, and you almost feel her winking, like, "Oh, I won't say it, but I'll hint at it." Right, and then she finally finishes up with, "I believe him," but it felt like it was pulling teeth to get her to say that.
They didn't even do anything to him. They didn't suck anything out of him. They didn't they didn't stick anything
you can't have
in
an
him.
abduction without sucking.
Like, remember, this is what it should sound like when you're being regressed. It should instantly. It should be something like this.
They inserted something into me. I blacked out.
All right, look, if we're bringing up soundboard clips, I have a glaring. I missed something from earlier, and this was not from Cheech and Chong. This was actually from this episode.
Now, what are these them?
Well,
what are these them?
What are these them? What are these them that have them? And yeah, I want to say, look, I've heard of Leo Sprinkle. I've done podcasts about Leo Sprinkle. Joan Kruger, you are no Leo Sprinkle.
Yeah, now get me a Snapple.
Now give me a Snapple. Wow, you're bringing it all back together.
Yeah.
This is too much.
You can't say that and then not have the clip. So here you go.
Joan, get me a Snapple.
Boom.
And that's certainly what he got. But Joan Kruger, Kruger has his back, it seems. She has Steve's back. So the team is just
got
like,
her own back. Yeah.
Okay, we can believe him again. He saw house lights, but Joan's vouching for him. And they decide to go investigate the orbs and possible rods that he has encountered. And this is a fresh start now for Steve and Chuck Zukowski and Dan and Heather Taddy. But it goes off the rails immediately.
Hey, Steve, I just saw you bring out your shotgun. Is there one in the pipe?
No, there's nothing chambered.
Okay, no,
that's good.
Cool.
No.
Okay.
Never had to use it, but my mama didn't raise no fool.
That's going to stay in your vehicle?
It stays in my vehicle at all times. It's not brought because of what's on the ground. It's brought because of what my approach is from the air.
Okay, all right.
But, we don't know what we're dealing with here, I mean, you never know. It's better to be safe than sorry.
Okay.
My God.
Steve is ready to blow these UFOs away with his shotgun.
Dan's cop mode.
Did you hear the other guys, how quickly they stopped arguing? They were like, what's that for? He's like, because I got to fucking shoot some aliens out of the sky. And they're just like,
into the sky.
Okay. Like, nobody wants to argue with this guy while he's holding the gun.
They're like, that we could totally arrest you, though, as soon as you do that.
They're just like,
this is such a weird
start
dynamic,
believing
isn't
in
it?
accidental murders because you're in one almost. Like at this
Because you're
point.
shooting at houses because they have a light on.
He's going to start shooting up his neighbors' houses. So there he is. This is the babysitter. Get him.
The end of that whole interaction is just so funny how it feels like he's like, y'all don't mind if I bring this giant gun with me, do you? They're like,
that stays in the car, right?
Whoa,
no,
this is Alien Highway. Holy crap. And I noticed immediately, Heather, she wanted no part of this. She was like, whoa. I remember there was some ghosts in the basement.
I'm going back inside.
I'm just going to go back down there. So Heather, she wanted no part of this. She stayed back to look for ghosts while the guys went and fucked around in the UFO-infested woods in the pitch black of night. Don't take my word for it, though.
Heather will continue her investigation at the house, while Steve leads Chuck and Dan back into the woods.
That's probably for the best. I just wanted the show to back me up on the fact that they were like, Heather is not part of the shotgun investigation. She will be staying at the house with the production team and the caterers, and she will
caterers.
I love the idea of shooting at a UFO with a shotgun.
I know, right?
Just like bullet
I would love
spray.
To just take a Glock out and just like take handguns and just fire them, one in each hand if possible. Just shoot the shit out of a UFO.
You know the UFO has some laser that would just melt the shotgun from his hand. We've seen that in Mars Attacks, right?
Yeah. Well, the heat would totally make the shotgun shells go off, wouldn't it? And then I don't know. I just want that to happen. I just want someone to shoot at a UFO.
It's definitely happened before. Like just all the rednecks that have had encounters with UFOs, they always grab their shotguns and immediately start shooting at it. I'm sure
it was
happened.
fun. It was funny to see a renegade ex-cop and his cop son look at a guy with a shotgun like, whoa, all right, whoa, what are we getting into? But thankfully, Heather, this is about to happen. You're right. That's immediately what they think when they see this guy, Steve Dalling, grabbing a shotgun. So Heather is now safely back at the house. Chuck and Dan are taken to see real physical evidence of an alien presence in the woods as Steve leads them to what appears to be a giant pile of trash and debris. But this turns out to be so much more.
See this thing right here? They've built this.
This right here?
This structure right here. All these limbs and logs, all this stuff piled up in here.
What the hell? Okay, this doesn't make sense.
I know, right?
And you have a picnic table flipped over.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
It's crazy.
These trees are over 500 pounds. I don't see how any human can move them around like this.
It's like, I don't know, it's got form. I don't know if it's serving purpose or for why. I don't know. If it's a hobby of theirs.
No, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's really dumb, Steve. Yeah, this is the aliens' hobby. They like trashing picnic tables and knocking sticks together to make these weird things. I don't know. But somehow, Drea, you can back me up. Rob, Chuck and Dan, they are super impressed with the mess, though. They're like, this is fantastic. How did you even find this?
I don't understand the significance of these piles of garbage in the woods. And
What do you mean? This is the find of the century on Alien Highway. Trash.
It means UFOs, clearly, when you have a picnic table that's overturned. So we can only hope that no UFOs come after the Unbelievers bench in Pascagoula.
Oh man, if I see
then
that in
it's
a
on.
pile, I'm just gonna be like, "Yep, those UFOs."
We have
This
to
is what
fight
they're-
the UFOs now. We
It's
got to
their
get our
hobby.
shotguns.
I've never heard of UFOs
their
or aliens
hobby.
having hobbies ever. I
No,
mean, besides,
could you
It's
imagine?
weird, their hobby.
Okay, imagine a bunch of gray aliens walking around in the woods, gathering pieces of trees and picnic tables, just stacking them up in a pile for no reason. That's what they do for fun. That's their hobby. What are we doing
Rob, you can't. You're insulting
a bunch of
art
little
right
mayos,
now.
I could see doing it.
What
running
like-
around.
Yeah, this is like, look, you just wouldn't understand. It's above you. It's elevated. They're operating on a different plane of artistic expression.
The level of
And you have
excitement
to
that
accept
this
it.
man brings to this when he realizes what these things are doesn't make any sense. It doesn't add up.
No.
I don't understand the significance of this.
They bite on
Whoa,
they bite on
trees.
everything in the show. They need something to work with. Like, yes, we got it. So they start investigating this area and they find burn marks on some of the treetops. They find more of
Did
these
we, though?
stick.
Did-
I don't know. They
That's
said
one
they saw
thing.
birds.
It didn't
They keep
convince me that
talking
it
like-
didn't look like it
He
was
starts
scorched.
going on about how all the tree. Oh my god! Look, the top of that tree. It's got knocked
Holy
off.
shit, it's a burn on
destroyed. It's look, there's burns up there, and I'm looking at it. and I'm like, I don't know. I don't see any burns.
It's like that guy who was looking for the hodag. He's like, oh, look, see that stick is broken. That's a hodag.
It was a
track for
dead
sure."
tree. It was just a dead
Yes.
tree. And but they made up this whole backstory about how like
Well,
this
they
implies
did,
that
they did the.
this implies that the UFOs are crashing in, like getting so low that they're knocking into
That's
the
their
trees.
hobby, dude.
Like they're parking so tight, like those people who park too close to you when you're in a parking spot. Like that's how the
Yeah.
aliens park with the trees. They just get right
And
up
that's
in
their
there.
hobby.
This is the.
Yeah.
It's like the tutorial for Destroy All Humans, where you have the UFO and you have to move stuff around with the beam. That's what they're doing here. But they do find more of these stick picnic table debris garbage piles. They find 3 of them, which just proves that this is not a coincidence. If they just found one of these, that's one thing. There was 3 picnic table trash piles, and they decide to set up cameras, these trail cams, to catch any alien or UFO activity. But Drea, what about that alien ghost in the basement?
Oh yeah, what about
What about that? Heather hasn't had much to do yet. She's just been there, but that
Team
changes
Tatty.
here.
Team
That
Tatty.
changes here because Heather Tatty ventures into Steve's basement and she has brought some powerful ghost hunting equipment for aliens.
Using a thermal camera, she searches beyond the spectrum of human vision for signs of extraterrestrial presence. The insulated suit prevents body heat from interfering with her equipment.
Careful on those stairs.
Did you just feel it get colder?
Yeah, there's something strange down here.
Because you went into a basement.
It totally got cold.
What?
So this is her.
That's what's
they
going to
don't-
happen when you go downstairs into a basement.
How much heat
Even though
does this
she's
girl
the best
give
part
off?
of this, well, even though she's the best part of this, they never really nail the ghost hunting aspect of this show, especially in the beginning. And Rob, have you ever seen a suit like that in a paranormal show? She looked like she was in a Beastie Boys video. She's got like this puffy white scientist get up, and it's supposed
or
to
a Missy
like.
Elliott video.
Yeah, she looked like Missy Elliott with a big poofy white outfit. It was great.
How much body heat does Heather Tatty give off? Because I've never
Oh.
seen anybody have to wear an insulated suit when they're ghost.
It's not
hunting.
her. It's people around her who get it. Maybe she has to.
I guess so.
protect them.
It just seemed like
She doesn't
a
want
lot.
anybody looking at her.
It seemed like overkill. She
It
was
was.
dressed like she was going to paint the basement. Is what she looked like.
Honestly, she probably should have, but it was like, I would see it as a plus because it was probably really, really cold. It's wintertime. There's snow. She went into an unheated basement because who heats a basement unless it's a finished basement? And thank God the cameraman noticed that it got colder, which must mean UFOs.
There's something weird going on down here.
After she left the nuclear facility she worked at in her white jumpsuit, like the outfit, that's going next level ghost hunter, because this is aliens too. A ghost hunter looking for aliens. I don't know why. I have a soundboard clip for this. It just says "Okay, narrator." I don't know what this means. Let's see.
She searches beyond the spectrum of human vision for signs of extraterrestrial presence.
Whoa. Yes, that was the description of Heather Taddy's work. She's looking beyond. She just has a, what is it, Drea? She has like a UV camera?
Yeah, it's one of those thermal cameras that just picks up the colors of the heat.
Whoa, it's not just a thermal camera.
She searches beyond the spectrum of human vision for signs of extraterrestrial presence.
It sounds like she should be on the crime squad.
So much cooler when you can see beyond the realm of human spectrum vision. I don't know. They had to dress it up.
They should have brought that out to the forest.
There you go.
You know,
I feel
like they could have used that.
Because that would have destroyed everything they were working on.
No, if Steve wasn't such a nut job who like constantly had a shotgun at his side, they definitely would have taken Heather out there. And it's sad because the ghost alien segments with Heather are such an afterthought in all this, because they just barely show it, and they cut back to her investigation one time, and it's just this, which I swear I did not edit. This was just one of the cutbacks to Heather. This is what the show is.
It's definitely a little creepy. I wouldn't want to spend the night down here. Whoa. Did that stroller just move? Shh.
It's like some Rob type is editing this. He's just hitting sound effects like a crow, a squeaky stroller. It's like, oh, the stroller moved.
Yeah, it was just a string of sound clips and everything. Just like, did that stroller just move?
It's like,
no.
Exactly.
Is that the one that came with the Roadcaster?
Yeah.
I think it's definitely. I love it that they take the one thing with wheels in this basement. The stroller is the thing that's moving. It's like, okay, you got one thing to move in here for Heather.
Pretty creepy though. If the stroller did move, that would have been creepy. I don't think
I wouldn't want to spend a night there. Like nobody would want to spend a night in a cold basement. So. Yeah.
Would you rather be out in the woods with Steve? I guess I would too. So let's go back on the UFO front with the guys. Steve takes them now to what he calls ground zero. This is where it all goes down. He spots an orange light in the sky, possibly a babysitter, and it is on.
Here, over here. Here you go. That one straight ahead of me? That's ground zero. That's where they're at in the woods. You can send somebody over to start walking. When they get so close, it'll go out.
Hey guys, stay here. I'm gonna go check this out.
Just walk out that way. Just keep walking across the gravel bar, down the hillside. Just keep going.
It's just a house.
Not again.
Debunked this one. I don't want to necessarily discredit what he's saying, but I'm not too sure what's going on.
I don't know what's going on either.
He's about to ruin this man's whole non-career. It's just a house. Again,
another
house. You would think they would just end it here. Like that would be it. You know?
Yeah. Oh, I'd walk off and be like, yeah, this guy's got nothing.
Yeah. So far, what he's bringing to the table is he found a house in the woods that he thought was a UFO, found some piles of garbage in the woods, which he claimed came from the aliens, and then found another UFO that just turned out to be a house. That's all we got going so far.
Heather is trying to piece it together too. Heather's like, I don't know, the stroller moved.
Heather's just in the basement waiting for this all to be over.
That line though, out of context, where it's like when Steve's coming out there, he's like, I don't know, I see something out there. It might be a babysitter. It's just an actual babysitter.
Steve has this like uncanny ability in this though to, as soon as he gets discredited, just completely like that again, he's somehow able to turn it around and get them back on his side, because luckily a bunch of dogs start barking. And remember Steve said the animals go nuts, his dog goes nuts for aliens,
because dogs don't bark at anything.
Yeah, like dogs just bark sometimes at like raccoons also.
No,
like
a fly.
It's only aliens in this area. So the house ordeal, that's forgotten. That's in the past. Forget that. And Rob, not only can Heather see beyond the spectrum of human vision, getting back to Heather, That was a weird transition. But I want Rob, I need you back on Heather for a second.
I'm on it. I love her. She's great.
Not only can she see beyond the spectrum of human vision, she can also communicate the aliens or shit or something through a device called a recorder that she uses here to captures what Heather calls EVPs.
Novel.
This is Tattie's recorder. I'm doing an EVP session in the basement. Okay, my name is Heather. I brought some equipment for you. If you can, come up to my recorder, make a noise. Steve is constantly hearing banging noises down here coming from the basement, so feel free to bang on anything. Do you have a name? Are you here now? Listen. Can you come and say something into my recorder?
Do you hear that?
Yeah. Are you from another planet?
What
Do you
a
see my
question.
flashlight was flickering?
Yeah.
Is that you messing with my light?
Oh shit.
Oh man. I don't know.
Damn.
Heather, I don't know how good Heather is at this. She should be using a spirit box, which is way better for situations like this.
Do
but I did
UFOs
like that
know
question.
how to-
You guys love it. Are you from another planet? Good stuff,
He's like,
Heather.
the fuck are you talking about? No.
This show
I'm
makes
from
me feel
Missouri.
like I am from another planet, to be honest. The show, I don't know. The way that she just did that, it didn't seem, I couldn't tell if she was talking to a ghost or an alien or
I don't think
what
she
was that?
knows.
throwing it out there to maybe both of them, just in case. Like,
It was actually that was pretty creepy. That voice that responded. I don't know how. I mean, it's super easy to fake EVPs. I get that, but yeah, why would you? I wonder how a spirit would be like feeling if somebody just immediately asked them, "Are you from another planet?" Like, no, I'm from Missouri. Like, what?
Talk about confusing a ghost, especially if a really old ghost. Like, what is this?
like I'm not even going
talking
to answer
about?
that. I'm just not
He's
going to
like,
answer you.
why am I still a
How
ghost
long
here?
have I
Fuck
been
this.
dead? There's alien ghosts around too. Like,
Well,
if this
guess
is a
it's time
ghost,
to cross into the light right about now. Fuck, this is dumb.
man, it's Heather Taddy. She really does it. As you can see, the stuff with Steve does not work. They have to finally rely on the thing they were overlooking the entire time was Heather in
And
Steve's
did that stroller
basement.
move.
And it is time to wrap this wild and exciting investigation up. The guys, they put trail cameras out to record because there's no way they're hanging in the woods all night with Steve Dalling. There's like, no, enough. You're going to keep seeing houses and chasing them. We're not doing this. We're just putting cameras
Another
up.
house.
And so, but when they return to these cameras, they put out these field cameras. When they return the next morning, somebody messed with them. All the cameras are messed with. The batteries are taken
Naturally.
out. You know, they got zero footage. And you look at
Sounds
it
like
you're
a
like,
smoke wolf.
like, great job, Chuck. Yes, very reminiscent of Mountain Monsters.
Yeah,
Oh,
it seems like that
man.
might be a little trick that they use on these paranormal shows, you know?
Well, we can't use anything because it got fucked with, not by us.
Yeah, because it's a trail cam, and you can't fuck with a trail cam without getting
Yeah.
it caught on the trail cam itself. So it's foolproof, right? There's no way to
They
fuck. They can't.
snuck up on it.
Yeah, there's no way.
Oh, I know. They set out like an EMP pulse or whatever. I know that was redundant.
What's more dramatic to have on a show, Drea? Is it zero footage from a trail camera or finding a trail camera all messed up?
Footage.
Of nothing? Footage
So
of
the
nothing.
suspense, I guess you're going to have the suspense built up by the lack of footage. Sure. True.
Yeah. Well, great job, Chuck and Dan. They got nothing out of all of this. And this is where
Congrats.
This is where Heather Taddy's high-tech basement session really saves their ass and this show. Because when they play back that EVP session that we were listening to, she gets a response to all of ours favorite question. It's unbelievable. Let's hear it.
Are you from another planet?
So that's your question. Okay, in there. This is your answer.
What? What is that?
You tell me.
Whoa. Yeah.
Wow. I don't know about
Yeah,
that one.
so the EVP, when Heather asks, well, I'll just play it. I have it clipped here so you can hear it. I have it a couple times. Here we go.
You tell me.
Okay, so
Another
the
surly teenager.
The EVP response to "Are you from another planet?" is,
"You tell me."
The last one is not the alien; it's Chuck.
So the alien or the ghost, whoever it is, they just have an attitude. They're just like responding like snobby.
It's
like,
a yes or
will
no
you tell
question,
me?
idiot.
I
Yeah.
don't know. That's why I'm fucking asking you. You fucking
What a
asshole
jerk.
ghost or alien, whatever you are.
We need to find the snarkiest race of aliens, and maybe we can pin down what is happening to Steve
I was
Dalling.
going to say, let me at him. I want to go with Heather Taddy, and then I'll just come back. I'll just grab the spirit box from her. I'll come back with attitude back. Like, you don't talk to me like that. Screw you. What are you going to do?
You sassy ass ghost or alien.
This was the coolest part. This was the coolest part of the little wrap up because the guys actually try to save a little face by watching some of the video of them walking around. They find a light hovering over them in the video.
Oh, they found a house hovering
It's
over
probably a
them?
house.
It's definitely a house. It's definitely a house. No question about it. It's a fucking house. All right?
Definitely. Heather wins this round. So what next? You know, they see lights, babysitters, they've seen weird piles of junk. They figure out that Steve was abducted throughout that great hypnosis session with not Leo Sprinkle. Heather gets to talk to aliens in the basement or ghosts
or shit or something.
What's the next step for this team?
To leave?
Nothing. You're right. That's it.
Yay.
That is it. They go here. It's time to ramble on down that alien highway. No resolution at all.
Roll the credits. Roll the fucking credits.
It even ended with this final word from Chuck Zukowski.
Well, my work is done here.
What do you mean your work is done? You didn't do anything.
Didn't I?
Yeah, and off he goes down the alien highway.
On to the next disappointment.
On to the next case where he's going to find out some stuff, maybe not, and do nothing about it. I don't understand the point of some of these, of investing in a guy like Steve Dalling. Now tell me, Rob, so you're going to go to the trouble of taking your son and Heather Taddy to go find out that this guy was abducted as a kid. He's seeing houses in the woods. I don't know. He's seen UFOs. There's weird picnic tables. There's ghosts in his basement. You're going to just tell him this and then leave? Like, doesn't he feel like I don't know, should investigate more, help the guy? No, he's just gone.
They should make a documentary about this guy and call it "Curse of the Man Who Sees Houses" because that's what this
dude,
guy does.
Wouldn't that be a riot? It's like one of those things where somebody swears to God that they're seeing something, but as soon as they get, the police or whoever involved, it stops happening, or it just basically makes them look like a dumbass, and this is actually unfolded in front of us.
I would just love to have seen the producers of this show, like while they're filming this, like watching it all fall apart around them, where they're like, "Who screened this guy? Like, who?
Heather,
like, did anybody
Heather,
screen
you gotta
this guy?
save this
like,
one again."
He just takes us around and shows us how
that was.
This is what we're gonna do all night, guys. He's gonna show us houses in the woods and tell us that they're UFOs. Like, he's piles of garbage. That's what, guys. We need to do better here.
It's their hobby, Rob. It's their hobby. It's what the aliens do. Thankfully, Heather Taddy, she did save this show. Drea
I wouldn't even call
expressed-
that saving it. It was a
you don't
sad
think this
save.
is cool?
You tell me.
You tell me.
You tell me.
I don't know. You tell me.
Oh, I'm exhausted.
Well, and speaking of you tell me, we want you to tell us what is going to be this week's poll. Holy cow. Like, what should this week's poll be?
I think it should be like, okay, something that actually addresses like the veracity of Steve's claims. Like, is he seeing something? And it's, yes.
Yeah,
But
what is he seeing?
What's in Steve's basement?
What is Steve seeing?
That?
How about this? What is Steve seeing? Is he seeing A, aliens? Is he seeing B, ghosts?
Babysitters.
B, ghosts?
C,
is he seeing
houses.
C, houses? Is he seeing
That's a
D,
good one,
other?
yeah. Yeah. Okay, good.
All
That's
right.
great.
That sounds good. So go answer that poll at unbelieverspodcast.com. And just like Dan and Chuck and Heather Taddy, it's time to ramble down that alien highway.
There's a highway telling me to go where I can now. such a long way. I don't even
Jim Sullivan?
know where I am.
It sounds like it.
Oh, stick around. Yes, he's back.
Such a long way.
Yes, such a long way.
I love this song. I love this song. Let it play for a second.
Gonna sit right to where I am, and it's easier to stay here. Think I know my way here. I'm gonna lay here all right.
All right.
That's right. Rob got it quick. That is Jim Sullivan with Highways. You see what I did there?
Good call. Yeah.
Really
Highway.
good pull. Really good pull.
And Jim Sullivan, very, very much into aliens also.
Yeah, rest in peace, question mark, Jim
Question
Sullivan.
marks.
Aliens
like to
also
think he's
very
out there
into Jim
partying.
Sullivan, right?
Yeah.
I agree. Diddy Kong.
Diddy Kong indeed, man.
Holy
Bringing
shit.
it back.
Holy shit. What a throwback. It has been a while since we did that one. Here you go.
Did it come?
Wow.
By UFO. Man, Jim
So good.
Sullivan. Still missed. Still so much fun. Well, that was great. Getting down the old alien highway. We've been on our little alien kick going on lately with reptilians and whatever the heck is going on with babysitters and this guy.
Yeah, this is great. Team Tatty all the way.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, dude. I'm so Team Taddy. Are you kidding me? Like the saving grace, like you mentioned, Russ, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we got to change the poll to what team are you? Are you Team Tatty? You Team Chuck? You Team Dan?
No, I like the one we've got going. The one we got going, I think, is going to be a little bit more fruitful.
We will. We'll stick with that one for sure. And yeah, we're gonna do something, man. We haven't done this in a while. We have not checked out the Unbelievers mailbag.
Yes.
The Unbelievers mailbag.
Ooh, right in the mailbag.
Hey man, check your mailbox.
Hey, you got some new mail over here.
Mailbag. The mailbag is cool. Mailbag.
Sup, bitches? It's mail time. Woo!
Woo! Man, it's still not long enough. We want some more submissions. But Rob, we've got some stuff in, I don't know, is it in the mailbag? Is it in the voicemail bag? People, we do want some new voicemail bags. I don't know how they've been coming in lately, but what do you got for us, Rob?
I got a little bit of a mixture, actually. We've got a little bit of a grab bag here. So first one that we'll go to here, this is from back a few months ago, actually. But Bonnie reached out to us, and the subject was Biggie. So I think that's referring to Bigfoot, maybe.
Big E.
And they said 3 words for you: Alaskan killer Bigfoot. Just in case it's not on your radar yet. Cheers, Bonnie. Have you guys heard of this?
Alaskan
kind
killer
of.
Bigfoot.
Not in that phrasing exactly. Not those 3 words put together. But yeah, just the fact that there are similar accounts of bipedal giant mammalian dudes out all over the world. Everyone's got their version.
I think this is some ploy to get us to do Alaska monsters again.
No. I think you're both wrong. I think you're both wrong.
Play the Bushman clip for me. I hadn't thought about Alaska monsters in a while. And no, we're not.
Hell yeah, man. Bushman, right? We are.
No.
All right, maybe we will. I kind of miss those guys now.
What I actually think this is a reference to is I believe that they're referencing a documentary that's on Hulu, possibly, about it's a story about where Bigfoot allegedly has killed people. And there's legit dead people. And the story goes that like Bigfoot showed up and killed them. But it may have been a bear.
Ruined the party.
Could have possibly also been a bear. I think it has to do with like a weed farm too. There was guys on a weed farm.
Whoa.
And Bigfoot came and killed them. I don't know exactly. I'm pretty sure that's what this email's in reference to.
Oh,
wait, I think I've seen this.
That's what I mean. It is on our radar. That's what I'm saying. I think this is on our radar a little bit. I don't know if we're going to do an episode on it, but we do know about it. Maybe we'll talk about it on a Patreon or something. Join the Patreon and see if maybe that happens.
Plug in the mailbag. But yeah, we will. And also, yeah, and to Taylor from earlier, I know we mentioned, we will cover the real Alien Highway documentary that you were so nice to send us. We did watch it.
I did enjoy it.
Clippable. It's very clippable. I don't know. You've led me on a trail
long enough. It was definitely a contender, but we have to.
We stumbled on to Heather Taddy and the boys, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, we kind of had to go with this other gold mine that we found. Yeah, but you led us to it, so thank you.
All right, what else we got, Rob?
Okay, so besides that, we also had another one, a more recent email, and And this one came from our buddy Rod. And he says, "Hello, my dear unbelievers. My Discord name is Roy Oil Can Boy, but my real name is Rod. So this is someone that you should like, Russ."
There will be more on Ron.
That's
And Roy is not this man's real name.
Yeah, and Roy is not this man's real name, which I think I can actually summon that one for us.
Roy is not this man's real name.
He's got 2 soundboard clips in his name alone.
Yeah, this guy, he was
great.
born to be an unbeliever. He said, "As you can see, I just became a small-time patron. So thank you for your patronage.
Thank you.
I wish it could be more, but as a patron, I'm limited as far as my advantages go. I can't even listen to you live on Twitch. It's because of my location. I get a message saying the content isn't available in my region. Is there a different website besides Twitch that your show is live? I live in Chile now, you see. Twitch doesn't work here. Bummer. Still,
wow.
I wish you all the best. I will continue listening to you guys on YouTube. Have a great show."
All right. Well, thanks so much. And I know we only give the titles to kind of the higher level Patreonies, but I think I might sneak it in. He is the official Rod, because I did see his name in there, and it is in the credits for tonight. But I might just he's an honorary official Rod.
Yeah.
And I am going to be trying to do some YouTube live streams. That's something we're working on. That we're going to try that venue out. We're doing the Twitch stuff. We're going to get back on that, but I also want to experiment a little bit with doing some YouTube stuff. It's kind of similar to our Twitch, where we watch videos and talk and hang out and stuff. But that's something we're going to try very soon. And hey, I bet you he goes under what? Roy Oil Can. Roy is not this real man's Rod.
I don't know what he's going to go by, but the way that you can see that when we do start doing stuff on YouTube, go follow our YouTube right now. Go on YouTube, type in the Unbelievers Podcast. You'll see it'll pop right up. Subscribe. This way, when we do go live, you'll get the notification. And you can see how the YouTube experiment goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you especially want to catch the beginning when me and Drea are fumbling through this, and it's going to be a mess. So that should be fun.
But I have another message here. This one is actually from a little while ago. This is from several months back. Someone sent this to our Facebook, and we don't check the Facebook messages as often as we should, but I saw this and I was like, this would be great to read on the show, because it's a little lengthy. Seems like it's a story. Let's see what this person has to say. This is from Jonathan. Jonathan. All right. So I recently saw the pod on Alaska and thought I'd tell you about one of my paranormal incidents up here. One night I went to the bathroom, and as I was walking there, I saw a flash out of my window off in the tundra. And as I thought nothing of it, I thought, oh, just another night of lightning. And as I went back to bed, I noticed the flashing was getting closer, and I jumped into bed. While I'm laying in bed, there's this constant flashing. Flash, flash, flash. I got up. Flash, flash, flash. All I can see is this flashing. I went into our living room. We were living in a geodesic dome at the time, with the windows everywhere.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's random, but awesome. Sounds really cool.
Yeah.
And I'm standing in the middle of all these windows, and flash, 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 flash. I woke up my sister. We listened to the podcast together, by the way. And we were standing in our living room.
In our geodesic dome in Alaska. Nice. Okay.
And we were standing in our living room with this flashing light blasting our house constantly. We went into her room, and I got the top bunk, and we went into
Hold on. Where is this good to read on the show? Where are you going with this?
We went into her room, and I got on the top bunk of her bed, and she got on her bed, and we were peering out of the curtains. Flashing lights and spinning lights are happening. Orange and blue around the flash, and we both fall asleep.
Sky News 9 in 1999.
Those rods are huge, man.
And all of this happened with dead silence. The flashing was like a camera flash. And that's where the message ends.
Whoa. That's it. They don't have any kind of conclusion.
Well, they fell asleep
after they fell asleep while they wrote that.
No, not while they wrote it. While they were watching the light. Maybe while they wrote it too, because it does just abruptly end. But I think
Did they say something about bunk beds in there?
Yeah,
why does his sister have bunk beds?
I don't know. How old is this person?
One old.
Is it just a brother and a sister living in a geometric shape?
I don't know, but that was an really interesting story. It sounds like they had a
scary.
UFO experience. A lot of flashing happening.
The way that they just fall asleep while they're obviously scared and trying to wondering what's going on, for you to just pass out like that.
Weird. Not normal. Yeah.
we're starting to learn that there's a lot of weird stuff going on in Alaska. I don't know how this has become the Alaska of email section or the Unbelievers mailbag Alaska edition now. But we've got now geodescent domes with siblings in bunk beds seeing strange lights. And we've got killer Bigfoot documentaries. And we've got Bushman. Come on, y'all. Bushman.
Oh, man.
So it just ends abruptly like that. They just sat and watched the flashing. I mean, could it have been, I don't know, Aurora Borealis?
I mean,
no,
you sound like a
the
real
northern lights
skeptic
don't
now.
flash like a paparazzi flash, like camera flashes. That's
Yeah, no, there's only one
don't do that.
explanation, and that George Tsoukalos would say aliens. So yeah,
that's where I'm leaning. Like, what the hell else would that be? You know, cryptids don't flash camera lights. UFOs have lights. That's that. I mean, every story I've ever heard has been
killer
a UFO.
Bigfoot search parties also have lights too. Maybe they're out there looking for this thing, or
there you go.
people out there, whatever you were talking about, Rob. But that is a very interesting. Hey, check that Facebook message more if we're getting cool stuff like this in, man.
Because
Keep checking
because
that.
we people totally want to draw attention to themselves by having flashing lights at their farms. But that's super weird. I want
Right.
to hear more. I mean, I guess that was the only thing that ever happened as far as that goes. But if you have
these were
any more,
great.
please let us
If you have
know.
a follow-up, please send it to us. We want to hear, and maybe in 6 months from now, we'll address it. Thank you so much. And we want more people sending some emails or messages to us and voicemails and stuff like that. Do we have any voicemails that we want to play?
do.
I know we have a couple of error ones, but we do respect if you call into voicemail and you screw up and say you screwed up. Hey, we might not play it. We might play it.
We might play it like right now, like what we're about to do. Our buddy Destin Starr left us a couple here. We're gonna just let him ride. We're gonna ride him out. He's got two. One of them shorter than the other one. We'll play the first one. Here we go.
Hey guys, it's Destin Starr. Hey, so I have not heard much about those Sweet Tango apples. Not saying as just like I've ever since the first one, the first Unbelievable podcast, there was a lot of talk about Sweet Tango apples, and then I have actually encountered Sweet Tango apples, and actually, you know what? You can just delete this. This is just stupid talk. I'm just talking out of my ass.
This is great.
Bored.
Thank you, Destin Starr.
But yeah,
that's all right. Bye, Destin Starr. That was Brian Frangi's bit. We've usurped enough with the show. I'm not going to take his apple.
Have you guys have you had any Sweet Tangos like since the Unbelievable podcast ended? Have you come across them in the wild?
I have.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got myself a bag once, and they were like super extra sweet, like almost too sweet. You know, when you can kind of
really good.
Like
They're
when you
delicious.
have certain salty or sweet foods, and it kind of like you can just feel it on your lips. Like there's just too much natural candy for me. But I think the reason a lot of people have been saying like, oh, these Sweet Tango apples aren't all that, like why is Brian hyping up these apples so much? Different growers now have access to the same, I guess, seeds. And so it really depends on the climate and everything you're growing stuff in.
Oh, so you tell me in like a few years, these are just going to be like regular ass red apples. It's just going to,
hopefully
the
not.
original seed is going to get diluted. And
It's just not going to have the same taste as the original ones if you go to that actual original orchard.
We all know Brian is in the pocket of Sweet Tango, so
we've seen him at their orchards. We have seen him walking around there, tasting them right off the tree.
So if your question is why did Brian always talk about Sweet Tangos and why have we not talked about them, I think we just basically answered. I think we gave you some nice Sweet Tango content there. And we have one more here from Destin Starr. We'll play this final message. This one,
the redemption arc.
This one I think is one that Drea might be able to answer better. I don't know. Maybe you'll be able to answer it too, Russ. Let's see.
Hey guys, it's Destin Starr. Sorry about the last message. I don't know if you happened to delete it. I don't really care. It was just something out of boredom. But I got a question.
Forever.
Would any of you guys happen to know how to do any lycanthropy, werewolf kind of things that isn't like from what the internet says? That is like, oh, you got to drink water from a wolf's paw print in the dirt or whatever. I'm just curious because there's only one that makes a little bit of sense, which is the like a skinwalker approach where you got to wear the skin of a dead animal. But even then, that just sounds weird. I mean, if it has to be done that way, it has to be done that way. I mean, don't get me wrong. don't want to go to that approach when I can just easily do something else. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you want any more details of why I'm asking, then just let me know and I will call back in 3 months.
Okay. Thank you, Destin Star. Yes, we do want to know more because my first question is, why do you need to be a werewolf?
Why do you want to be a werewolf? Yeah, why?
Maybe, I guess he just wants to be one.
I guess
I don't know if there's another pressing matter that requires you to become a werewolf.
He maybe has to fight a vampire. I mean,
I
that's
send
the
you
only
my
scenario
best
I could see where being a werewolf might like be a necessity to you. We're like, well, the vampires won't change me because they hate me and they're after me. I have to fight a Dracula.
Maybe there's a whole village that he has to take revenge on. You know,
Frankenstein's village, maybe,
or maybe it's like a Teen Wolf situation where like he needs to kind of, it's like a talk about redemption arc. You know, he's got to go
all
up
my
against
friends
a bully.
are in the monster squad and they only have room for a werewolf. This is all I got. I cannot be a lake monster. I'm not a Frankenstein. I can't do any of this.
I didn't realize there was any other way to become a werewolf besides getting bit by another werewolf. I thought that was the only way.
I just didn't know. I don't know anything about werewolves other than how to kill them.
There's only one way to kill a werewolf, Drea.
So look out, Destin Star, because if you do become a werewolf, Drea might kill you.
I'm not saying that I want to kill them. That's all I know about them. I know flannel shirts, plaid, full moon, silver bullets. That's all I know about werewolves.
All right. Well, you know, they also have nards.
Nards, yeah. Wolfman's got nards.
Do you guys know about this drinking out of the wolf's paw? Like what?
I've never heard that before.
What do you lap it up, like lick it, or do you bring a straw? I did not.
Oh, if you're gonna bring a straw, bring a live straw so that you don't get any pathogens and get.
I thought the only way. Well, you don't want to, mess up your teeth either. That water in those wolf's paw prints. Anyway, I thought the only way, I thought the only way to become a werewolf is that you got to get bitten by a werewolf and survive.
Yeah,
I thought that was a vampire.
There's most of the movie rules as far as that goes.
Or wait,
if some of the real ones.
What if your dad is a werewolf and he fucked
Teen Wolf
while
rules.
he fucked your mom?
See, to me that makes a lot more sense. I'm on Rob's side with this theory.
So that's another option, Destin Star. I don't think it might be too late.
Have your dad be a werewolf.
If your dad was possibly a werewolf, then but if not, I'm sorry.
I have questions because now I'm thinking either Destin Star has to fight a vampire Dracula, or he has to play a basketball game and win, like Teen Wolf did.
I think it's a thing about pride. I think this is about revenge and pride.
Yeah. All right. Well,
y'all know about that. Y'all know about that little blooper in Teen Wolf.
No,
there's a wiener in Teen Wolf.
No.
So during one of the basketball game scenes, when they pan across the crowd, a guy took his wiener out, and you can see there's a wiener in Teen Wolf.
That's not.
You can see the guy's
kosher.
Teen Wolf. It's awesome.
No,
guy took his wiener out. Like
he did, and they were like,
"Oh no, vampire rod!"
These were this was Teen Wolf.
A man exposed himself. A man exposed.
He did.
His wiener out.
An actor
I guess he
exposed
did
himself
technically.
in the crowd scene, the basketball crowd
And they
scene in
didn't
Teen Wolf.
cut it out, or I mean, obviously now they must have.
No. It's still. Well, it better be there. I'll go find it on VHS.
It's like that dead munchkin in The Wizard of Oz. You got to leave it in.
Oh, jeez.
That thing, man. I would like to get into Wizard of Oz strangeness at one day.
You guys, this is taking a dark turn.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, Destin Star, for bringing us down this road. We do want to talk about your interest in lycanthropy and werewolfism and Dracula fighting. And
good luck.
Is that it?
That's it. Let's wrap it up for this week.
That's it for this week's Unbelievers mail and voice mailbag.
The Unbelievers mailbag.
Ooh, right in the mailbag.
Hey man, check your mailbox.
Hey, you got some new mail over here.
Mailbag. The mailbag is cool. Mailbag.
Sup, bitches? It's mail time.
See, that's why I want more mail, because we haven't done a mail segment in a while. That was a lot of fun.
That was loaded. That was definitely loaded.
I really missed doing that.
Everyone's
maybe
so
6
talented
months.
in that clip too.
Yeah. Send us mail, guys. Unbelieverspodcast@gmail.com. Send us some stories. If you're getting flashed by UFOs through your dome living room, your dome window living room, send us more stories like that. That was really cool.
Yeah, just
Anything
if you're
else? If you're
bored,
spotting
you like
random wieners in movies that people don't know about, you
That's
can
true.
do
we
that
don't
too.
want to.
You can message me on Instagram with that kind of stuff. I'll bring it here.
Yeah,
that
DM
counts.
Rus.
Did
with
you?
that shit.
You mean like
A very large, straight-on, hard-on.
Yes, we're not talking
Exactly.
soft wieners. We don't want those. We want that. But Drea,
the texture.
Drea, we got one more thing we have to do. What's
my
that?
God. Poll results. Thank God.
This week's poll, are there reptilian hybrids among us? And the choices were, yes, they're everywhere. Yes, but they're peaceful. No, that's gross. And other. I'm going to ask you, Drea, what do you think the unbelievers said?
I'm thinking, yes, they're everywhere.
All right. How about you, Rob?
yes, they're everywhere. A.
All right. Well, yeah, congratulations, both of you. Tied with no, that's gross. Yes, they're everywhere.
I was going to say that as well, but I'm glad I went
with 7.41% of the vote. But that's nothing at all compared to the others. Are there reptilian hybrids among us? Maybe, not sure. It's possible, but I don't know. Signed, the ominous clouds. All right. Thanks, ominous clouds.
Unsure clouds.
Yeah, we'll hit them with one of these.
We don't know.
Good, succinct.
But maybe, not sure, possible. Thank you, ominous clouds. Are there reptilian hybrids among us? Yes, and they're horny. Worse than a 6-hour erection that's pretty painful. Signed, Rococo style. Always coming in with the gem, Rococo style.
An erection for like 6 hours afterwards, and it was pretty painful.
There's a lot of boner talk going on tonight, I'll say that.
Was that originally a reptilian thing too? Did he get wasn't he hard because of reptilians, or am I just getting confused?
I don't know. Now, I think it might have been some Martians, but that's not Kyle Odom's type of Martians. I don't know, dude. Aliens are horny. All of them.
Probably.
And so is Rococo style, always bringing the horny. Oh, I mean, I'm sorry. Did I say his name? I meant.
Of the Rococo style that embellished the building.
Are there reptilian hybrids among us? Of course. How else can you explain the Kardashians? Signed, Masked Blogger.
Hey.
Yeah. Hey, we don't know. Thank you, Masked Blogger. Are there reptilian hybrids among us? You remember that episode of Star Trek Voyager where the bipedal dinosaurs evolved on Earth and then moved to another galaxy? Signed, Ramidus. Ramidus coming in. All right, thank you, Ramidus.
But I like that theory, though.
Huh, dinosaurs, huh?
That was not a fish. That was like a dinosaur head.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you, Ramidus. Are there reptilian hybrids among us? Just look at the soil around Des Moines. Signed, Stewart.
Okay.
Cryptic.
I will.
All right. We will look into it.
Look into the soil. We're looking into the soil.
In Des Moines. We'll check it out. Are there reptilian hybrids among us? The latest, greatest intel tells me yes. But Corey said, I wasn't supposed to know that. Signed, Ronald Bilster. Ronald Bilster. That's a new poller coming in there.
New guy.
This is the latest, greatest intel.
All right, we'll take it. We appreciate it. Thank you, Ronald Bilster. Are there reptilian hybrids among us? Yeah, they like dark, moist places. Hey, check under that blood log. Signed, Kosher Leviathan. Oh, he got me to check under the blood log.
I don't know. I don't like it.
Gross.
I don't like it. It's
I mean,
gross.
I'm gonna put that. You need gloves and a large stick. I'm not.
We're not bringing blood logs back. Let the blood logs.
Thank you,
Stop
Kosher
trying to make
Leviathan.
blood logs happen,
Please.
Gretchen.
We need straight on hard-ons, Teen Wolf boners, and blood logs. Thank you, Kosher Leviathan. Are there reptilian hybrids among us? Yeah, but if you really want to impress me, let's see you unlock Noob Sailbot. Mortal Combat, whatever. Signed, Corrupted Mask. I forgot about Noob Saibot. Is it Cybot?
Noob Cybot. Noob Cybot.
Cybot.
Yeah, here you go.
And they were in some kind of mortal conflict
I really like this one, Corrupted Mask. I know what you're talking about there. All right. Are there reptilian hybrids among us? Zuckerberg is a reptilian hybrid that likes to be kind of like a secret, peeking out from behind your webcam. Signed, Golden Rice. And they wrote signed, Golden Rice.
I like
will say
it.
this, Golden Rice.
So there's no
Most
classy.
people don't write signed, but I appreciate that you made that a little easier
I like
for me.
it.
It's pretty classy.
Like, yeah, exactly. It makes it's elevated.
Here you go, though. Classic Miss Pulley reference.
You know, they like to be kind of like a secret.
I like that.
It's a deep pulley. But he's also got, come on, the other deep pulley, this one.
Here is Sasquatch peeking out
Zuckerberg.
from behind a bush.
Webcam. Thank you. Oh, wait,
course.
his name is, wait, you got to play his name.
Interview
as a
me
clip.
about Golden Rice.
Boom, Rob was on that
This
quick.
one's got my vote so far.
Good one, Golden Rice. Are there reptilian hybrids among us? You mean I gotta worry about these scaly bastards fucking a Prius now? Signed, Trash Baby. Yes.
I love all of our reaction at the same time trying to process that. Okay.
just don't have a Prius if you're worrying about it getting fucked. I didn't know if I heard it right.
We're going to still think about it. Thank you, Trash Baby. I get it. Hybrids. Get it? Prius is a hybrid. Okay,
Oh my
all
God,
right.
we're so stupid.
Oh man,
That's so dumb. No, we're not.
anymore.
All right. I'm reading
That
these for
was
the first
good.
time too, Trash Baby. I'm the one who got it.
You're
These two would have
good.
been lost.
You're good, Trash
We
Baby.
got it.
We're dumb. I'm
Good
sorry.
one. You might win, so we seem smart. Thank you, Trash Baby. Are there reptilian hybrids among us? I'm no reptile guy. God damn it, I'm screwing this up. I'm no reptile guy, but I can choke a lizard. Signed,
I
Hose
bet.
B. Thank you, Hose B.
Wait,
Hose.
what's he referencing? He's referencing Sheep Guy.
I'm not no sheep guy, but I could pick up a sheep.
Thank you, Hose B, with the classic Mel's Hole reference. Are there reptilian hybrids among us? No, they are just big, thick kids that are full of beans and screaming like a witch. Signed,
Well, loaded.
Man, this is an old school Neurozombie, the Unbelievable. I remember
my goodness.
Neurozombie. That's an old school polar from the Unbelievable podcast days. Neurozombie
Sweet.
coming in, the classic.
You want some thick kids?
Thick kids, beans, witches.
Thick kids.
Oh, beans.
Yeah, but my mother thought I was full of beans. So.
And
Oh,
Neurozombie,
beans.
we're gonna give you all three because I have a question for you.
As real as the skull.
Psych, that's what you get. There you go. Thank you, Neurozombie, the Unbelievable. Are there reptilian hybrids among us? You just going to infringe on my show like that? How about I whip your ass, you king-haired freak? Signed Jesse the Trademark Ventura. Oh, Jesse's new form, the trademark. Wait, yeah, we are going to infringe on your show like that. You're going to whip. Wait, what does it say? How about I whip your ass, you king-haired freak? What is a king-haired freak?
So
What does
how
that
do I
mean?
turn the radio on and see a reptilian?
Yeah, shut up, Jesse the
Are you the
Trademark
king-haired
Ventura.
freak, Russ? Because your hair is long like a king? Is that what he's saying? I don't understand what's happening here.
I don't think
Yeah,
any
all
of us
those
have
kings that we know for their long curly hair.
No.
hair.
I don't know. What does
Maybe, who
king
knows?
hair mean? I've never heard that phrase.
I don't know.
I was thinking of the boxing dude, but that none of us have hair like that. I don't understand.
Is it not Don King? Yeah, it's
I
not
know.
Don King.
That
I don't
would be
look like
great.
Don King. I mean,
None of us do.
But this is
Okay, I
Jesse
just
the
love
Trademark
Jesse the
Ventura.
Trademark
Maybe he's trying to trademark king-haired freak. Okay, good insult. You got me.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you so
I mean,
much.
like your hair, I guess, does kind of look like Jesse Ventura's hair when he has it back in a ponytail. That's close. That's the.
You're just gonna take me on like that?
Gonna
I'm
take my
taking
hair
this
on
thing
like
out right
that?
now.
Hold
All right.
on, he's just going to take me on like that.
Thank you, Jesse the Trademark Ventura. Are there reptilian hybrids among us? I'm still shocked Pete Davidson wasn't in Russ's box. Signed, Little Range 4 Hairy Guy. Whoa! I
Very
like that.
good point. Very good.
Little Range 4 Hairy Guy. Hairy Guy. It's like a combination of the little hairy
Range for
guy and
Harry,
range
but-
for Harry.
Yeah, so
I love
Harry
this guy.
and Harry. That's great.
Oh, that's a
very
great
smart.
one. I got a new favorite guy,
You-
Little
you
Range
know-
4 Harry guy.
You remember who Range 4 Harry was? You remember what he was,
Of
right,
course.
guys?
All right, get that out of here. Thank you, Little Range for Harry guy. Are there reptilian hybrids among us? I would have to read, so help me if I have to read. They can just burn into hell unless they bring a tea kettle. Signed, left-handed buckle grabber. I don't know why I struggled with that. But yeah.
It sounded like a lot.
But sure, they can burn it into hell unless they bring a what?
Tea kettle.
Of that whole thing, that clip stuck with me. I would just randomly think of tea kettle constantly after cutting that episode. But thank you so much to the guy who was...
I remember gripping my belt buckle with my left hand, I think it was.
You know, of all the stupid soundboard clips that I've pulled, like doing this for so long, I never had any idea.
Never thought that would be one that would stick.
That's why we have so many stupid ones each episode, because one of them is going to stick. You never know which one.
You don't know which one it's going to be.
You don't know what it's going to be. Hey, and he pulled tea kettle, which I'm glad he did, because that is definitely stuck with me. So thank you,
Tea kettle's an instant
grabber.
classic. Thank you.
Are there reptilian hybrids among us? Sure they are. They get naked and piss on evergreen trees. Signed, Boner Yogurt. Okay.
So Bohemian Grove reference?
Yeah, that's a classic
Bill
one.
Clinton?
That's this one.
That's where all those rich Republicans go up and stand naked against redwood trees, right?
These are on evergreen trees. A bit look different. Thank you, Boner Yogurt. Are there reptilian hybrids among us? Yes, he did the lizard man stomp. So technically, what I told you was true from a certain point of view. Signed, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Wow, actually, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I can see we're getting a lot of press about this Obi-Wan Kenobi show coming out, and he's in poll results. I love this. He's not even...
Obi show Kenobi.
Yeah. I mean, and he said Lizardman Stomp. Give him a little taste.
Yeah.
All right. I don't think we can play the whole song, but there we go.
No, all we need is that twang.
Play that watchtower. There you go. Here, let's keep it moving.
Later.
Thank you, Obi-Wan, from a certain point of view. Are there reptilian hybrids among us? Only in the dreamscape they crave the beehole. and signed, not gay for one thing. Or maybe that's just in parentheses. I don't know if that's a sign-off or not.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Only in
it
the
might not be a
dreamscape.
sign-off.
We don't get in bed with the reptilians, okay? It's gay for one thing. We don't do that.
Thank you, not gay for one thing. Are there reptilian hybrids among us? Yes, I see one every time I turn on the radio. Signed, Pants Filler. Man, how did you figure it out? Jesse
What's
needs
the
to talk to
frequency?
you.
Tell us what to do.
So
Tell
how
us
do I turn the radio on and see a reptilian?
How? How the guy who is...
Be throwing up and filling my pants.
Thank you, Pants Filler. Are there reptilian hybrids among us? The government is full of abnormal. They're reptilians, damn it. Signed, Whooping Hooper. One of my favorites of the last few months. Who's been kind of new, but man, always bringing it.
Yeah, was that an Abby Normal reference? I feel like that was.
You are Abby Normal. Yeah, very Abby Normal.
Okay. It was definitely an Art Bell mashup of epic proportion. Thank you so much.
I agree with him.
But that's what happened, because who's this? This is the...
That was the Dungarvan Hooper. That was Hoopin'.
That's right, and that was the Whooper and Hooper coming in on the poll results. Are there reptilian hybrids among us? Got an early copy of the new Street Fighter, and Ventura is in it. He says, whoa, you're going to play me like that? But Reptile wins. Signed, Bus Buddha.
Is that real? There's a new Street Fighter?
No.
Oh, the Reptile is not in Street Fighter. That's
I know,
Mortal
right? That's Mortal Kombat.
Conflict.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Maybe it would be one of those like crossovers, a hybrid, you might say.
I like what you did there, Dre, but no, he's just making fun. He's just being silly.
And also, I want to say, Bus Buddha, yeah, we'll make fun of you a little right now, but we already gave you so many props in this for bringing us Alien Highway, because that is Unbeliever Taylor, Bus Buddha. I know that. That's his Twitter handle thing. But thank you so much. Yeah, but hey, you got to give it to him.
Whoa. Hold on. He's just going to take me on like that?
God, I wish he was. Jesse Ventura would be a great, Street Fighter Mortal Kombat character.
Hell yeah.
Well, I know we all know his moves, so.
Thank you, Bus Buddha. Are there reptilian hybrids among us? One night, I thought I was being watched by a reptilian from the drain. Turned out, it was just my old dad. Sign, scared of my dad guy. He got you.
Wow.
He got you.
Didn't see that one coming.
Totally got me. That was great.
Boom, by scared of my dad guy. See,
Really
scared by
did see
dad guy, they don't know that you're coming. Only I do. So this is wonderful. Good job. Thank you. Are there reptilian hybrids among us? George Norrie is a reptilian that needs a bath. That's why he in his show stinks so much. I'd watch Abraxas again before listening to Georgie Boy. Wow. And you didn't even sign off. Just George Nori just coming in here catching strays on full results. I don't know. We haven't mentioned George in a while. He's just getting a lot of shit here.
You may be the only person in the world who doesn't know that.
Okay, sorry.
He deserves it.
Daddy stinks. Someone's like, you know what? This is a perfect poll to let everyone know that George Nori stinks. Literally stinks. I can't even thank you. You didn't sign off. So our final one for this evening. Are there reptilian hybrids among us? I spotted one out with my wife. He tried to shapeshift, but couldn't. I think he has erectile dysfunction. Oh, ho.
Wow.
Signed, K-Mill of I don't know, coming in strong.
You know what? For K-Mill, just because that joke is so good, we got to give him the classic. Like we're in an actual comedy club.
That one was really good.
Earned it.
So there was a lot of really good ones tonight. I'm going to ask you guys what stuck out to you, Drea. Which poll? Who do you think won this week's poll?
Jeez, who do I think won? Like, oh my god.
I can read some back for you if you want. I really like.
I want to hear Golden Rice and Jesse the Trademark Ventura were like so big on my list.
Sure, certainly. We had Jesse the Trademark Ventura with, you just going to infringe on my show like that? How about I whip your ass, you king-haired freak? We had that.
I like that.
And you had Golden Rice with, Zuckerberg is a reptilian hybrid that likes to be kind of like a secret, peeking out from behind your webcam. That is a really good one.
Now, who was the clever fellow who hit us with the one that brought up the hybrid cars that we didn't get at first? Because that was actually really good.
Trash Baby.
Was that Trash Baby?
That was Trash Baby. You mean I got to worry about these scaly bastards fucking a Prius now? Trash Baby. That was really good.
Yes, that's who I'm going to go with. Trash Baby.
Yeah, man, this is really tough. I mean, like, we're all. Which one stood out to you, Russ? Like, how are we going to break this time?
I mean, well,
so many different ways.
What stood out to me was little range for hairy guy with, I'm still shocked Pete Davidson wasn't in Russ's box, but I don't know, maybe a little personal. Maybe what do you think, Trey? I'll let you pick. You pick between Trash Baby and little range for hairy guy. Who you got?
I'll say that Trash Babies was a little bit more on topic. I appreciate the nod to Russ's box and all, but that one, I mean, look, it was so clever that it had me and Rob stumped.
It went over our heads.
It was too good.
Yeah.
So I've got to give it to that.
All right. Well, congratulations with, you mean I got to worry about these scaly bastards fucking a Prius now? Trash Baby. Congratulations. You just won this week's poll results. All right, we've come to the end of the program, but before we go, Drea Mora, do you have anything you would like to say or plug?
I guess you can. I'm going to plug again, Spirits and Spirits, just because I haven't been lately. We do have kind of a new episode out, and we're doing another one soon. And then there's this Zona del Silencio project. I don't know if you want to plug that.
You tell me.
Zona del Silencio. Check it out on Instagram. They have a Twitter as well, I believe.
Yes, check that out.
That's what I've got.
For sure. What about you, Rob? Actually, I'm going to jump you, Rob. I don't normally do this, but
I'm going to see how it is.
I'm going to plug I'm going to plug our friends over at UFO T. Go check out We Are UFO T on Instagram because our good buddy Nuka-Cola My Blood is in it. It has a GoFundMe going right now to help with some medical costs for her dogs. Her dogs need some help. And she's trying to raise some money, and she's getting very close to the goal. And hopefully it'll be open when this episode comes out still, but I'm sure the link will be there. And I just donated, and so please,
good call. Yeah,
go help
out about that. Good.
Go to their Instagram at We Are UFO T, and you can see the link right in their description in the profile there, and click that, and you can donate to help the puppies out.
Help these dogs out. And what about you, Rob Okey? You got anything even better than that you can plug?
No. I will just also say, please go help a fellow unbeliever in need right now. Help those little unbeliever pups. Besides that, check out my Instagram at Rob Okey. Check out the show's Instagram at Unbelievers Podcast. There's a new Patreon episode that will definitely be out by the time this is out. So go check out our Patreon, and that's it.
Yeah, check it out, man. We put a really fun Patreon episode out that was recorded right before this. A lot of fun stuff. And that's it. The Unbelievers podcast hosts today were Drea Mora and me, Rus Ryan. Our producer and soundboard engineer is Rob Okey. You can join our Patreon by going to patreon.com/Unbelievers Podcast. You can follow the show on Twitter at Unbelievers Pod and Instagram at Unbelievers Podcast. Our Facebook group is the Unbelievable Podcast Network. We can get a lot of new people in there. It's really cool. So go check out. If you haven't been in that group yet, go do it. And check out our merch store at TeePublic. There's a link in the description. And thank you so much to all our patrons. Rod Begliomini, our official Rod, Marcus Gole, Destin Starr, Jack D. Whispers, Brandon Cardona, The Ominous Clouds, Chris Porteous, Robert Farrington, Dominic Shealy, Lid Vicious, Fabian, Art Muffin, Nick Marshall, Ramiro, Sam Schvoval, Creepy Little Book, Johnny Knott, Sandra and Devil Foles, Chris Stroker, Jeffrey Hartsoff, Luis Payon, 8-Bit Melody, Jenny Dyer, Christopher Balderrama, David Egelhoff, JT Spranklin, Vic Voss, Little BB, Dr. Whore, Tega, Tyler Ventura, Adam Dvorak, Corrupted Mass, Michael Phillips, Carol Valley, Manny, MQ Ultra, CJP, Braden Hitt, Raymond Noel, Todd X, Christopher Benici, The Moon, The Judgy
Moon,
Mike Henry, Mike Hartstad of the Mike Army, Bryce Cronenberg Jr., Dawn Bright, Shannon Ferrigno, Tom O'Connell, Donna Ban, Shanna Stevens, Cat Chaos, Jason Kelly, Mike, Brian Ashton, Michael Armenta, Army Menta, Wombat Preservationist. Our music advisor is Pandora3373. Our official composer and theme song creator is Unbeliever Aaron, aka Aaron Shilb. Follow him on Instagram at the Aaron Shilb. Our official graphic designer and card maker who designed our logo is Raymond Orwell. Check out his work at P Raven Creative on Twitter and Project Raven Creative on Instagram. Our official Baby Yoda publicist is Pam Z. Our official Unbeliever listening between the stations for a message from Art Bell is Scott E. Our official Hazmat Lou is Hazmat Lou. Our official Unbeliever without a title is Nicholas Arastavi. Our official Unbeliever Raising Puck Wedgies is Joe Filter. Our official Resident Sagittarius is Gozanton. Our official Madman is Unbeliever Adam. Our official Mothman Enthusiast is Michael Shields. Our official Unbeliever peacefully eating a hamburger and looking into Russ's box is Michelle Durham. Our official Unbeliever Time Traveler is Taylor Nelson. Our official Ghost Hunter is Amelia Childs. And Ghost Hunting in New England and
Hubie Halloween.
Our official senior European correspondent is Kay Mill of the I Don't Know podcast. Our official Guardian of the Bench is at Kraken Stacker. Our official Alien Bopper is Nunchuck Bob. And this week's Unbeliever Focus is Nope Sly Nope, who is a big admirer of Jesse Ventura and was just thrilled to hear our covers last week. She is a Jesse fan, a big-time Jesse fan. And when she asked if we had as much fun talking about him as she had listening to us talk about him, I just said,
you tell me.
All right, good night. Tell him, Drea.
Team Taddy. Woo! Team Taddy.
Discontinue. Discontinue.